Hey, what's up, everybody? Bringing another action figure review to you, and this is a figure I slept on its initial release. I slept on it, but I changed my mind a little too late to do that because now he doubled in price, and I had to pay double the price, unfortunately. But I'm I am glad that I got this figure. I have always been a fan of the symbiote design, and I played both Insomniac Spider-Mans. I've mentioned that on my channel before. I've played the first game. I still love the first game more than the second, but I was really hyped when the second one was coming out because I love the symbiote saga. It's one of my favorite sagas in Spider-Man lore. And at first I wasn't a fan of this initial design, but over time I grew to really like it. So let's get into the figure. Let's get into the review. So you got Marvel Gamerverse up there. You have the figure in the packaging, Marvel Legends Series. You got the warning, Peter Parker, the black suit. You got Marvel Spider-Man 2, Gamerverse, Ages 4 Plus, Hasbro. You got the picture of Spidey on the side, which is really cool. Marvel Legends Series at the bottom. You also got a picture of him in the back, Peter Parker, black suit. You got the other figures, Miles Morales, Black Cat. I really do want that Black Cat. I'm going to think about it. I'm going to think about getting her because she's a really awesome looking figure. But the rest of the figures, I don't want. But you see Peter in the black suit there. Renders from the game. Got Marvel, Hasbro there, more legalities and such. You got another picture of black suit Spidey there. Peter Parker, black suit, Marvel Legends Series. And you have the barcode, if that helps anybody. More legalities at the bottom. And that's about it. So I'm going to crack black suit Spidey out of the packaging, and we're going to get further into the review. So let's do it. And here we have the Peter Parker, I don't know why they call it that, but the Peter Parker symbiote black suit out of the packaging. And I really love this figure. Now, for those of you who are new to my channel, I do not really care that much about articulation. First of all, I'm not the greatest poser. Well, not even close. I don't pose figures good. I just don't. Sometimes I get lucky, like in my thumbnails or whatever, but I am not a good poser with figures at all. I just like standing figures on my shelf and them looking cool. So I'll get the obvious out of the way. A lot of people are complaining with this figure about him having lack of articulation. I do not care. What matters to me with action figures always, first and foremost, is the sculpt. And the sculpting of this figure is absolutely phenomenal. But before we get into that, the accessories he comes with is this little tendril. I wish it was a bendy wire, and I wish they did something other than this triangle thing where you fit his arm to his hands through, because it's very flimsy and loose and everything like that. But these are the tendrils. It looks cool. I like it. The black tendril and webbing, it looks really cool, but it's just the functionality of it is just not that great. He also comes with his open hands. His open hands or wall crawling hands. The hands came out really good. So, and also last but not least, for accessories, he comes with his thwipping hands. So you got the thwippers there, and the thwippers look really good. The hands look really good. I like it. And that design, I'm actually getting used to. The design there on his hand. I'm used to the classic symbiote where it's more like a rectangle shape kind of thing. But so we got Symbiote Spidey here, and yeah, so I'm gonna get into what I love about this figure, and it's the sculpt. I mean, he even got little dents and things in his costume. I mean, I don't remember seeing that in the game, just off the top of my head. But just the fact that it's added in there, it just adds so much more to this figure. Whether he had those dents in the game or not, what I am definitely familiar with is the texture of this costume. I think they nailed it, beat for beat of how it looks in the game. So you got the little symbiote goop and texturing there, the back of his head, and his neck. You can see that. I love that. You got the M. Now this is what I really love about this figure. I don't think, I mean, somebody will have to correct me, but I don't think we've ever got a sculpted white spider emblem on a symbiote suit. I don't think we've ever gotten that. This is the first figure I've ever gotten it. I've collected a couple of symbiote figures in the past, but I've never seen a sculpted white emblem, and I just absolutely love that. I would have never thought something like that would look so good, but it does. It looks even better on the back. It looks incredible in the front, and then when it goes in the back, it looks even better. I love that. You see more symbiote goop and texturing all through. You know, I've come to appreciate the Insomniac suit. Like I said, I didn't like it at first. The Insomniac symbiote suit, I didn't like it at first. But I started appreciating it more, because the design is really unique, and it just, Insomniac was just letting you know that this suit really is alive, that this suit really is an alien, and the suit really is freaking alive. And I love that. And his suit is kind of like a mix of being alive and kind of armor at the same time. It looks kind of armor plated, which is really interesting. That's a real interesting design. You have more of the symbiote goodness going down through his thighs. You have it in his hips there. You can see it in his hips. Yeah, I mean, you could just see it all throughout. And some people may complain about the shininess, but his suit looks shiny in the game. So the shininess is actually accurate. It's everything about this suit, pretty much one for one, is pretty much accurate. Yeah, so you got more of that, more of the goodness. Like I said, you got it going down through his lower legs to his calves. You know, just letting you know that this suit is alive. And the fact that Hasbro put in the extra work to do that, that really is appreciated. It really is. Because they didn't have to do that. They could have just got lazy and said, oh, we'll just put some flat black paint on there and just call it a day. But they didn't do that. They did put the extra effort in. I really appreciate that. So you see his boots. You see a design of his shoes. Really nice. Got the peg holes at the bottom. So this suit is awesome. And the head sculpt, I didn't really talk much about the head sculpt, but I love the head sculpt. I love it. Love it. You see the white eyes. For the most part, my paint is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's pretty good. I'm not really seeing much. You know, I'm gonna have to examine my figure more further, but I don't see much QC or, you know, much paint issue. But the head sculpt is great. I love the head sculpt. It's fantastic. So just on the sculpt alone, this figure is a winner. Definitely for me. I already know I'm going to give this figure a freaking high rating. I already know for sure. So yeah, so I guess we'll get into articulation. So his head could look up about that much, which pisses a lot of people off. I guess I can understand that. You know, you want to get Spidey in. Done. Look, for the people that loves articulation, I'm not mad at y'all. I'm not mad at y'all. I'm just saying, for me, this is a winner for me. But his head can get up, you know, only barely, not really much at all. His head can go down about that much. He can pivot. He has attitude. You know, you can also wobble it around, swerve it around as you so choose. I think he has a little bit of the power drive action. Yeah, he does. His arms can go out about that much. He can rotate about that much. All his joints are pinless. I will add that in there because I usually forget to say that. So yeah, so his arm goes all the way around. Upper bicep swivel. Doubly jointed elbows, no butterfly joints, which that's a topic that a lot of people are pissed off about, him not having any butterfly joints, which I'll say something about that in a minute. I don't want to do a rant, but anyway, a wrist, full wrist and hinge rotation. He does have the upper ball peg that goes all the way around. It could pivot left to right. It can. He doesn't have anything in the lower except for the crunch, but it can go back that much, the upper joint, and it can go down about that much, and it can crunch back all the way that much. It can crunch forward about that much, and his legs can go out about that much. There's no drop down hips, which I'm happy about. I don't like the drop down hips, but a lot of people are pissed about that too. Thigh rotation. Doubly jointed pinless knees. And he does have boot rotation as well. And yeah, he can kick forward about that much, kick back about that much. He does have ankle pivot. And can hinge up, hinge down. And that's about it. So pretty basic articulation, which is pissing a lot of people off with this Spider-Man. It's making a lot of people angry because they want more articulation out of their Spider-Man figure. Now this I'll say about the butterfly joints. A lot of people are pissed about it, but think about this. When Marvel Legends were, you know, getting their footing and getting their ground and everything, y'all didn't have butterfly joints yet. Y'all didn't have it. Marvel Legends did not add that yet. To my knowledge, as far as I know, the butterfly joints came later. And all y'all people that love articulation, y'all managed just fine. And y'all were getting Spider-Man in poses just fine. And there were no drop down hips either. And y'all still got y'all Spider-Man posing on. But now, you know, people, we are the way we are, right? Once you give us something, once you give us some bread, you know what I'm saying? And once we have things a certain way, we don't want to go back, right? It's like once we get something, it's like, no, I don't want to go back. I'm not going back. You know what I mean? So it is what it is. Like I said, it's perfect for me. Because sculpt matters to me first and foremost. And if you put butterfly joints in this, it would break up the sculpt. It would still be a cool looking figure, but it wouldn't look as good as it does. At least in my opinion, to me, it wouldn't look as good. So I'm glad they didn't add the butterfly joints. I'm glad they didn't add the drop down hips because I don't like drop down hips. Sometime when I'm posing my figures, the freaking hips drop down when I'm not even trying to. It's just, anyway, that's just me. So let's get on further into the review, guys. All right, here we got some of his symbiote brothers, or I guess you could say enemy, frenemy. You got Eddie Brock and you got Cletus Cassidy. You got Brock and Cassidy. Again, Brock and the symbiote. And here we have full-on Venom and Carnage with Insomniac symbiote Spidey. And here's another symbiote brother. We got Flash Thompson, Pete's high school bully and best friend. And here we have the lizard, which for those of you who played the game, you know that Symbiote Spidey fights the lizard. So that's pretty awesome as well. And here we have Peter Parker next to Symbiote Spidey, and that looks really cool. And also we're going to do a head swap to see how that looks. And so here we have comic book Peter Parker on the Insomniac body. I know a lot of people say that they wish that Hasbro did an Insomniac Peter Parker head. That would have been cool. I would have liked that too. But, you know, I have quite a few Peter Parker heads. This is my best one, though, the Renew Your Vows. So even though they didn't give us the Insomniac head, I am perfectly fine with this, and it looks really good. Okay, so that's my review, guys. I'm going to give this figure, for me, let's see, I'm going to give this figure a 9.5 out of 10. It just hits all the notes for me personally. I guess you could argue this is maybe an 8 or maybe an 8.5 or maybe even a 9 for some people. And I guess the reason it would be an 8 to 8.5 for some people is probably because of the lack of articulation, which like I said, I totally understand. I get it. But for me, it hits all the notes. Probably except for this tendril, because the way how they did it. You know what? I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9. I want to give it a 9.5 because the sculpting is just fantastic. The paint is good. You know, I mean, I guess you can't give him too much credit because it is just black paint, but they added so much with the black paint. You know what I mean? You know, all the details and everything in the suit that is just accurate to the game. You know what I mean? So, you know, but I guess no, this is for me. I'm not saying for you guys. For you guys, it probably might be like an 8 or maybe an 8.5. But for me, it's a 9.5. I think the only knock is this tendril thing that's just really not executed well at all. It looks cool, but the execution is just, Hasbro refused to do the bendy wire, which I don't know why. But that's what's poor in execution. But yeah, for me, this figure is solid. It gets a 9.5 out of 10 for me. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. And if you're interested in this figure, it might not be as easy to get now. You know, I had to pay double the price. So yeah, so that's my review, guys, of the Marvel Legends Insomniac, even though it doesn't say that, but Insomniac Peter Parker black suit symbiote Spider-Man. This has been my review, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Hope you found it informative. Please drop a like on the video and keep subscribing. And until the next time, see ya.